voice of common sense. All of you have heard him. Please give a warm welcome to John Stossel. About politics and parties, but I do want to say on behalf of the Libertarians, I'm not wearing a tie. Somebody up here should go. Why is America prosperous? Sean Hannity referred to our prosperity. Did we ever ask that basic question? I'm upset that these politicians are trashing free trade. That's one of the reasons we're prosperous. I disagree with them about that. But why basically do poor people in America do better than rich people in most other countries in the world? When I ask high school kids, they say, well, we have a lot of natural resources. And we do, that's true. But then I say, well, India has just as many natural resources, and India is poor. And they say, well, India is overpopulated. And that's true, India has a lot of people, but the population density of India is the same as that of New Jersey. New Jersey's doing okay.
I know why they moved here.
Hong Kong has 20 times as many people per square foot as India. And Hong Kong has gotten rich. In just 50 years, Hong Kong went from third world poverty to wealth akin to ours. Why? They had no natural resources. Hong Kong is just a rock. What happened was simple rules and economic freedom. The British rulers kept the peace. We need that. That was the genius of the founders. Limited government, rule of law. The worst places in the world are the places that don't have enough government. The African country where you're afraid to build a factory because your neighbor might steal what you make or the dictator might take the whole factory. So we need government to keep us safe, to keep me from hurting you or taking your stuff. But how much else do we need government to do?
Nothing.
Nothing!
I like that question.
In Hong Kong, the British rulers kept the peace, and then basically they sat around and drank tea. And by leaving people alone with predictable, understandable rules, free people in Hong Kong made themselves rich.
Thank you.
And that's what happened in America for our first 100 years. Government was less than 5% of GDP. How big should it be? Do we even ask these questions anymore? We almost never do. We should. Because government, under our ever-increasing democratic system, Thomas Jefferson said it's the natural progress of things for government to grow and liberty to yield. It's gone from 5% of national income to the 40% it is now. And much of that is because they tax you in secret. You don't even know what taxes you pay. You don't know you're paying 40%. With a fair tax, you would know. We've gone from the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. The Cato Institute gives out these little booklets, this thin, to 60,000 pages of tax code alone. How is that helpful? In Estonia, they became the first country in the fallen Soviet Union to try flat tax. People resisted it. It started at 26%. It's now at 22%. It's scheduled to go down to 20% in 2009 because having it simple brought in more money. Complicated works for the politicians, for the political class. Why would they want to simplify it? Because how are they going to get campaign donations if they can't do favors for people? Olympia Snow says it's terrible the way the shipbuilders are being taxed. Let's get them a $3 million exemption. Well, she has shipbuilders in Maine. Why will they reform it if they can all play the system? But with a simple flat tax, they couldn't do that. In Estonia now, it takes 15 minutes for people to fill out their tax forms. Most people do it on the web. The Estonian government, the Estonian economy is growing by 11% a year. Simplicity brings prosperity. Government in America is not taking 15 minutes of our time. It takes, as you know, 15 hours for the average American to do this. What a huge waste of creative energy and wealth. It's time to move to something. And that we have a voluntary system. Ever hear that? We have a voluntary tax system in America. Well, it is voluntary that you fill out the form, but if you don't, men with guns will come and make you. So that's one more myth you hear in the press, along with record high gas prices. I'm going to go sign my myth book, which just came out up in the LN section. Thank you very much.
Hear the song, Better My Hero.
Let me tell you about